Hello friends! In this video you'll see how the actors of the movie A Bronx Tale changed. You'll know their real names and age. I will show you how they looked then in 1993 and what's with them now in 2022. Don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel. Let's go! Kalgira, age 17, earned the nickname C, but only his parents continued to refer to him by the full name. He often spends time with Sonny and even goes to the races with his gang, and also tends to listen to his advice and to a greater extent than his father's. He doesn't like it when they run away from him so as not to give money away. He was played by Lilo Brancato. Jimmy Whispers is involved in criminal activities as part of the Loose Patio gang and is essentially Sonny's right hand. He reacts sharply to betrayal and is careful to ensure that no conspiracy is organized against him, the gang, and his boss. Jimmy doesn't like it when people eavesdrop and mind their own business. Has a little extra weight. The role is played by Clem Caserta. Lorenzo works as a driver for City Bus 12. He's very attentive, observant, and don't like it when the boys clean from behind onto his bus. Lorenzo is a conscientious and law-abiding citizen who works hard for the good of his family. Always passing by the church, be sure to be baptized. Has a mole near his right eye. The role was played by Robert De Niro. Sonny, Chaz Palminteri, was one of the most influential people in the Italian-American neighborhood, and for many he was almost a deity and an object of admiration. He behaves confidently, ready to help his people, and at the same time he can even shoot a person. Sonny is quite wise, and often gave good advice to Kalgira, and believed that not everything can be solved by force. Jane lives in one of the Bronx neighborhoods and often travels from school on the 12 bus with driver Lorenzo. She's a pretty African-American girl who loves to make eyes and flirt with the guy she likes. Jane can often be seen with neat hair, and she also likes to wear discreet stud earrings. Had a mutual romantic interest in Kalgira. The role was performed by Terrell Hicks. Slick, age 17, has retained many of his childhood habits into his teens, including keeping his hair neatly styled back and overreacting to the presence of African Americans in his neighborhood. He feels pretty cool, and just to be sure, he even wanted to buy a gun and shoot someone. Likes to spend time with friends in Very Common Club. He was played by Joseph D'Onofrio. Crazy Mario, age 17, has been on friendly terms with Kalgira since childhood. He took part in the creation of the Jockey Club and also developed a test to find out if the girl is worthless and whether it's possible to marry her. He likes to walk around in a business suit and a hat, and also wears a ring on the little finger of his left hand. Played by Luis Vanaria. Slick, age 9, is one of Kalgira's best friends. He is tall compared to his friends and always wears his hair perfectly styled. Slick often gets spilled together with others, steals his fruits, and may show him an uncivilized gesture at the same time. He also likes to imitate Sonny's gang and is extremely unfriendly to African Americans. Played by Patrick Borriello. Rosina, Catherine Narducci, is the beloved of Lorenzo, with whom she brings up their son Kalgira. She is a very caring and worried mother who tries to make sure that her son shows up less at Sonny's bar and is interested in his gang. She has a good figure and shoulder-length curly hair, wears a chain with a pendant around her neck. Danny Ko, Frank Pietrangolere, is well acquainted with Jimmy and works faithfully for Sonny, running errands. He sticks to politeness, but he thinks the best way to get his money back is to hit hard and best with a bat. Never runs away of problems and can get into a fight if necessary. Like many of the gang, he wears a signet ring. Bobby's bar has spent most of his life behind bars and lives in the Bronx, the Italian-American area. He is Sonny's henchman, showing due respect for him and quickly responding to orders given to him. He has a rather powerful physique, likes to walk around with a toothpick in his mouth. The role is played by Alfred Socelli Jr. Carmine is an old acquaintance of Sonny, with whom, in addition to common affairs, he also had a very good relationship. Thanks to Sonny, he remained alive after the attack, but during it he received a scar above his left eyebrow. He knows how to drive a car well, prefers to wear a watch on his left hand. He was played by Joe Pesci. Frankie Coffee Cake, Dave Salerner, was part of the Sonny's gang and frequented his bar. He got his nickname because of the scars on his face, and many people found him unpleasant to look at. He carefully monitors his appearance, combs his hair regularly, and always has a small comb with him. He wears a gold watch and a ring on his right hand. Detective Belsik is one of the police officers and works mostly with partner Wella. He is investigating murders, quickly responding to proceed summons, and also promptly interviews witnesses. He can behave politely and patiently, but at the right moments he is able to show stamina. Works in a suit. The role is played by Mitch Copeland. Tony Toffee was the front owner of Chess BB. He often sticks his nose into the affairs of the gang, which the Whispers are not very happy about, and he also likes to sing songs, but he has no talent for this. Maybe a little vengeful, played by Robert D'Andrea. Aldo, age 17, gets along well with Slick, with whom he opens bar. He appreciates a good gun and had a desire to shoot someone. Like many of his company, he often wears a suit and a hat. Showed an increased interest in girls. He was played by Luigi D'Angelo. Jojo the Whale is tied up with the criminal world and works for the Sonny gang. He loves to eat very much and has a very full physique, because of which there were even rumors that he could get fat every hour and that his shadow alone could crush. He wears a gold bracelet on his right hand and a signet ring on the little fingers of both hands. He was played by Fred Fisher. Kalgira, age 9, is the native son of Lorenzo. He is a rather smiling boy who often liked to go to work with his father and always sat behind him on the bus. He is somewhat curious and enjoys watching Sonny and his men, often mimicking their moves or sneaking into their bar. Tried not to be a snitch, so as not to have problems in the quarter. Played by Francis Capra. Nicky Zero traded in robberies, which was influenced by the fact that his mother considered him good for nothing. He's familiar with Slick and his friends, and tried to sell them weapons, which led to Sonny's disapproval. He was played by Dominic Lombardozzi. Thank you for watching. If you like this video, please share it on social networks, like it, and of course subscribe to the channel.